Hello you guys, before this video gets started, I just wanted to put out a disclaimer that if you have any types of issues with anything related to exercise or eating, anything like that, this video will touch a lot on exercise and eating, so I just wanted to make sure that you all were aware of that for any kind of trigger warning. If that is something that does trigger you, I would suggest not watching this video or being mindful of that, and there's always another video each week, so if that's the case, maybe just click off of this one. Otherwise, we'll just jump in. Hi guys. So I am planning on going on a little bit of a journey. Basically, I had the want to better my health, I guess is how you can think of it. I have recently, especially during coronavirus, gained a little bit of weight. But on top of it, I just realized that I have been tired. I've been really just fatigued throughout the entire day, could pretty much nap whenever, and just didn't really have that motivation that I used to have. And I really started thinking, like, what is it that is causing me to feel this way? And I started drinking a lot of extra coffee because I thought I was tired. And I was also realizing that on days when I had something exciting to do, like we had a plan to go on a hike, or I had a plan to go have brunch with my boyfriend, something like that, I was really excited and it didn't matter how tired I was. And that was really interesting to me as well. So a mix of all of these things, again, me wanting to lose a little bit of weight plus realizing how tired I am. It felt impossible to work out, but I decided that I wanted to go on this little workout journey. If I'm just working out for 10-20 minutes a day, I can really start to see results because that's way better than not doing anything. And I started with doing some at-home Pilates. I found a really great series of YouTube videos from a content creator that does Pilates at home and other workout exercises. And at first that was actually a really great way to just get me up in the morning and be like, it's really not that hard, just a little bit. But I started putting a lot of the videos together to feel like I got a full body workout. I have a little bit of a high tolerance for pain. And so what happens is when I work out, I don't feel sore instantly or really ever. And so it makes me feel like I didn't actually work out. So something that I've learned over the years is that I have to physically sweat in order to feel like I've worked out. So when I'm doing these at-home workouts that have no weights, I have to do a bunch of them in order to feel like I got a workout. And so I started doing workouts for like an hour before work. And I was like, I really don't need to be doing this. So I also have a little workout machine in my garage and I started doing that for a little bit, but for whatever reason, like it was really making me sweat, but then it wasn't making me feel sore the next day. So I finally just cut my losses and I was like, I just need to run again because that has always been the number one thing that makes me lose weight, that makes me feel fit, that makes me feel like I got a good workout. My legs get a little bit sore. I get a full body workout and I don't need weights or any fancy things. And right now is the perfect time. It's springtime in LA. It's a little chilly. We have June gloom. So it's a perfect weather for it. And it only takes 10 to 20 minutes depending on how many miles I'm running. So overall, I decided I was going to try for 2 weeks because I have heard that creating a habit, it takes about 2 weeks. So for the next 2 weeks, I want to challenge myself to run daily. If I can't run for whatever reason, if I have to do another type of exercise, that's okay. I want to at least exercise daily, but preferably run. I know I'll probably have a day or two that I don't do it. I have a feeling, these are some of my predictions, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be unmotivated at the beginning and even towards the end. I probably will still be like, I don't want to do this, and then convince myself to do it, and then I'll feel great after and I'll be happy with myself. I know myself well enough to know that's likely how this is going to end, but I want to see if I can create enough of a habit that that inner voice of me saying like, that doesn't sound so great, goes down, and instead I can overpower that with like, yeah, but I'm gonna feel amazing when I'm back, and that can overshadow those feelings. So again, I've heard that it takes about 2 weeks to officially set a routine. So this is me trying for 2 weeks to go on a run daily and see how I feel afterward. And I don't really want to calculate how much weight I've lost. I do weigh myself in the mornings, but it's really more about me feeling like I'm being healthy and I'm exercising daily and I'm moving and I I have my energy back and I have the ability to do more things. So that's where I'm at. We will start tomorrow and we'll see how this goes. And I'll check in with you guys at the end of the 2 weeks to give you guys my like feelings and thoughts about how the 2 weeks went. Today was day 1. I ran in the morning before work. I have asthma, so I take an inhaler, and my inhaler was kind of being weird today. So my asthma is exercise-induced asthma, and when I was trying to take the inhaler, it like didn't fully work, it felt like. And so when I was on my run, I felt a little bit of chest tightness personally. So that was one thing. I'm still kind of like, I don't know, it feels a little tight still in my chest. Like if I breathe, it has like this like gunk in there almost, but that's very normal for me and running. This morning, however, I last night told myself I was going to go on a run, and this morning I did not want to get up. I woke up naturally around 6:45 and just couldn't even think about getting up. But I kept telling myself, if you are, this is me to myself, if I'm running 2 miles at a slower pace of like 10 minutes or so, then I'm only going to be working out for 20 minutes and I'll feel so much better about myself and just about the day, because I get like leg restlessness and whatnot. I really just wanted to go on the run, and I did it. And it was a struggle, let me tell you, because during the run, I got to a point where I was at like 1.5 miles and I was so close to my house, and I was like, I literally have to circle back away from my house in order to hit 2 miles, but I did it. So I'm proud of myself for doing it. And I noticed that I drank more water. I didn't need coffee in the morning, although I still drank it, but I didn't need it. And I chose an apple for breakfast and a bagel after I got a little bit hungrier. So I tend to choose healthier foods when I work out in the morning, which is something interesting to note for myself. So that's day 1. We're just gonna keep it there, and I will see you guys on day 2. Oh my gosh, my hair. Hello you guys, today is day 2. I just got back from my run, and not gonna lie, today I really did not want to run. I noticed that what I tend to do is like hype myself up in a weird way, but like in a negative way. So like when it comes to editing, running, filming a video, I keep telling myself how bad it's gonna be, or like why I don't want to do it, when that's really not healthy. And then when I finally do it, it's really not that bad. So like today I was laying in bed. I actually woke up at 6:30 so I could get a full 30 minutes of just like chilling in my bed, because last night I fell asleep when I was supposed to do my work, because again, I was hyping it up, and then I was like, oh, let me watch one more YouTube video, and then I fell asleep. So I definitely want to get better at that. Maybe telling myself why it's going to be a good experience, or like why I'm excited for it, because like for example now I feel so much better, and I only worked out for like I mean I ran 1 mile, so like 10-ish minutes max, and I feel fantastic, and I will feel so much better for the rest of the day. And it's only 7:23 right now, so I got it out of the way as well, which is really nice, because now I have the entire day to do whatever it is that I want. So that's day 2, I guess. There's P. Okay, that's day 2. So day 3, I am really not feeling good because of my COVID vaccine. So I'm not really sure why I decided to start this challenge when I knew I was going to get the COVID vaccine and I wasn't going to feel well, but I thought I could push through it, and I didn't realize it was like this. So yeah, day 3, a little bit of a fail, but I don't necessarily like blame myself for that. I'm tired and I hurt. That's day 3. Okay, today is day 4 of working out every day. Yesterday I didn't work out though, because I was just feeling super sick. So today I did. P's right here. Today I did, and during my run it was interesting because I like my side hurt a little bit, my knee hurt, and my foot hurt. So there was a couple of pain points, but I actually went 2 miles today. So the day 2, I was a little bit annoyed with myself because I only went 1 mile, which is roughly 10 minutes of exercise. And so when I came back, I felt like I didn't do enough. So I don't know, sometimes I have this struggle because I feel like I'm just not doing enough, but I also don't want to push my body to a point where I'm hurting myself. Hi. So I just want to make sure that, again, this is supposed to be about sustainability and introducing new habits into my life. And before I wasn't really working out that much, so 1 mile is still better than nothing. So I have to keep telling myself that. The other thing that's interesting that I keep having to remind myself about is that I keep gaining weight after my runs for whatever reason. Like each run I've gained an additional pound, and I mean, first of all, it has to do with my eating, I'm sure, because that's another thing I need to adjust, definitely. But in addition to that, when I was doing okay and I was still gaining weight, I just had realized that like gaining or losing weight is not that easy, and it's not necessarily about the number. And as easy as that is to say, it's really hard in practice because you feel like, okay, I just ran 2 miles, why am I not losing weight? And it doesn't happen overnight. So I have to keep telling myself that these are all things that I know, and that, you know, every time you watch any video on weight loss or anything, you hear about, but I just need to keep telling that to myself. So that is day 4, and those are just some of the things that I've learned so far. So I was really happy with myself that I went today, because it's really easy once I break the cycle to just be like, I don't need to do it. But I really just don't think it would have been beneficial if I would have run yesterday, just based off of how sick I was feeling. So I'm glad that I went today. Yep, that's day 4. Okay, today is day 5 and it's a little gross out. Yeah, I just completed 2 miles. I'm so like, it's not all sweat, it's because it's like sprinkly out. Yeah, I feel like 2 miles is starting to be kind of like what 1 mile was, where it's like I worked out but I could totally go further, which is really great. My hip is still hurting a little bit, but not really too much. I feel like maybe it's more like a bruise pain than anything, so I'm gonna keep running on it just because it doesn't hurt like it's running pain. And I know what running pain is. I mean, like I've had stress fractures and stuff, but that's really the only thing. And also I was faster by an average of 30 seconds a mile. So that means today I ran a minute faster total. So I mean, progress, that's really exciting. Oh, and last bit of progress is that this morning I was actually looking forward to running instead of dreading it. And it also is really helping me just in general. Like this morning I got up a little bit earlier than I normally do, just like naturally, and then I decided to edit for a little bit until it was decent enough to run. And then now I'm like, what time is it? It's 7:40, and normally I'm done running by like 8 to 10. So I bought myself an extra 30 minutes of the day basically. So that's really exciting too, and that means I can get ahead in a couple of things and chill out with P for a little bit and play with him. He's smelling things. So anyway, that's day 5. Okay, today was actually a really tough day. I think it's day 6. It was really, really tough. It's actually after work, and this morning I just like could not get up whatsoever for the life of me. And then I thought I was gonna skip working out, and then I after work just decided to go, because it's really just like 15-20 minutes at the end of the day, and I had just eaten, so I had like a massive cramp. But I'm so honestly so glad I did it, and now I don't have to feel bad. And yeah, I mean, I got to a point where I was like, do I really want to even do this running challenge? And the answer is yes. And I feel so much better. I feel energized. I was feeling really tired before, but seriously, I feel so energized now. So yeah, I'm ready for the rest of my day. That's day 6, question mark. I think it's day 6. I don't remember exactly, but anyway, that's day 6. Day 7 down. I think today's day 7. I really need to check on which day I'm at. My hip pain is completely gone, which is really good. I think it was honestly just some kind of bruise that I had on my hip. I'm not really sure. So that is gone completely and makes running way easier. Yesterday I ran in the evening, so today it was a little bit of a struggle to get up, but I eventually did, and I'm still in the mood of like psyching myself out. But once I get the shoes on and once I'm actually running, like in my head when I'm getting ready, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just do a mile today. And then once I'm running, I'm like, I know I'm gonna be upset with myself if I only do a mile when I could very well do 2. So I did 2 and I'm way happier with myself. So yeah, just really trying to remember to stay happy with myself and to do what is actually right. Not like I want to listen to my body and know how I'm feeling, but also I personally tend to give into that, like, oh, but I'm tired today and I should totally rest if I'm tired, which like yes, but not if I'm lying to myself about it. So trying to catch myself in my lies essentially. So yeah, that's day 7. Day 8, and this morning I actually didn't have, or I thought I didn't have running pants, and I felt myself trying to make the excuse of like, oh, if I don't have running pants I can't run. And then I was like, that's just literally stupid. And then I looked for 2 seconds and then I had some. So I'm progressively getting more in the mood of like just go on the run, and just like I know it will make me feel good. And the loop that I've been doing, or the like I don't know, what I've been running has this like uphill right at the half-mile mark. So you're going flat, and then when you hit a half mile, you start going up a hill. And every time I'm like, oh, I could stop at a mile. And today, same kind of thing. It was like, yeah, but I know I'm not gonna be happy with myself. And so I kept going. And so I basically caught myself on my BS a lot quicker today. So that was really cool. Also, I wanted to show you guys. Can you see that right there? Okay, I felt really awkward because they were there actually, but they're filming a Nike commercial across the street from my house, and I just thought it was funny because my shoes are Nike, which I know are not the best running shoes. Yeah, I was running past a Nike commercial, and it was just very funny when I was doing it. So anyway, that's day 8, and yeah, feeling really, really good so far about the running every day. And I know at some point I would like to up my mileage, but again, this is about sustainability and keeping myself motivated. And as of right now, running 2 miles in the morning takes 20 minutes max, and it's really not that bad, and it doesn't hurt that bad, but I do feel like sore enough. So I'm really liking the workout right now. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Just wanted to come in here really quickly and say I'm pretty sure that I got these dates messed up a little bit. So if for the next couple of days I do say the wrong date, I'm so sorry, and I will put something here to make sure that I'm saying it correctly, or so you guys know what the correct date was. It's day 8, and I didn't actually get to record this when I ran, but I did run today. I ran 2 miles. Again, I was on the phone when I was doing it, and then I went to San Diego. So it's much, much later now, and I didn't have a chance to do it earlier. But today I actually woke up really early because I was going to San Diego, and at first I was kind of worried about whether or not I was going to be able to run, but I made it work. And I'm finding that slowly I'm changing my mentality from like, should I really run, to how can I run? And I really like that. Tomorrow I do feel like it's going to be a little bit of a struggle just because I'm extremely tired today, but overall, you know, been a lot better, and there's no pain, which is really helpful in convincing myself to run. So yeah, nothing huge to report for day 8, but that's it. Okay, today was day 9, I believe, of running every day for 2 weeks, minus the day I had my shot. And this morning, again, I was actually super tired from yesterday's drive to San Diego, but I slept in and I still ran this morning, and it felt really good. And I ended up working for the rest of the day. So I just felt like it really set me up. It's really been giving me a lot of energy and really just getting me out of the house. And I've been finding that more and more I'm asking myself, how can I run, instead of do I have to run, which is what I was doing yesterday saying yesterday as well. And that's been really exciting. So overall, it's been feeling good. A couple of my runs have been a little slower just because I'm tired, or I'll like eat right before, which is what happened this morning. I ate right before and then I had a little bit of a cramp, but nothing serious or too bad. And overall, I felt good, and just working on slowly getting quicker and also eating a little bit better, because that's definitely what's keeping me behind in this whole journey of being more fit. So that will be my next step, but in the meantime, the actual exercise has been really great, and it's been really a good way to get up in the morning as well. Today is day 10. We are officially in the double digits and almost done with this challenge, surprisingly, and I've only missed the 1 day. So today, or last night, my shin was kind of hurting, my left shin, and I didn't really think too much of it. And then today on the run, it was hurting a little bit, but I've had shin splints before, and I've also had stress fractures before, unfortunately, had like boots and everything. So I knew it wasn't that pain, but I've also not had that pain in a really long time. So I wanted to, you know, make sure I was doing okay. But by about a half mile in, I was totally fine. So that was good. I feel way better. And I've officially started to try to like watch what I'm eating as well. So that should be a huge help. I've also been using this app called Strava, and I actually have been using it for years, but I really love it because it takes your GPS, so you know how much mileage you're doing, but it also calculates different splits and different times and whatnot, tells you your mile pace. It also tells you how fast you did something and like gives you achievements based off of that. So if you did like a 2 mile run, but a half mile was exceptionally fast, even though the run itself was slower, it will congratulate you on that and whatnot. And it's really cool to like keep PRs and everything. So if you run, walk, bike, anything, it has all of that. So I highly recommend it. It's just something that I've used for a really long time, and it keeps you really motivated, honestly, is a huge part of why I like it so much. So that's been really helpful. And then last thing, I've been trying to drink a lot more water because I know it keeps up the energy more than coffee does. So trying to decrease the amount of coffee I'm drinking and increase the amount of water I'm drinking, which is really difficult. I have this water bottle here that is a 32-ounce water, and yesterday I could only drink 24 ounces, but slowly I am getting better because before I wasn't drinking any. So that's my update for day 10, really like putting it all together, I guess. And we only have a couple more days of this challenge, so at the end I will give you my thoughts on everything that I've learned. Today is day 12 and I got my days mixed up for the last couple of days, and I thought I was on day 11 today. I'm pretty sure today is day 12, but my shins were hurting a little bit today, unfortunately, and I got a little nervous about it. But overall, my run was actually faster. Today I did an afternoon run because this morning I was dead tired because I stayed up way too late last night editing a video. So I decided to instead do an afternoon run, and I did it right around dusk so that it was still light enough to feel comfortable running, but also not crazy hot, because in LA it is getting extremely hot now. Also, I realized that I'm pretty sure it takes, like, I did more research. The saying is that it takes 21 days to make a habit, and that like scientifically it can be anywhere between 18 and like 200 and something, and so the average is about 66. But I'm doing this for 14 days. Regardless, we'll just see how it goes. And I mean, honestly, so far it's still the mentality of like, I don't really want to do it, but then once I'm doing it, I'm really happy I did it. So I really think that it's had a really good positive impact on my body and on my mental health as well, just because it just makes me feel so much more energized, not as tired. I just really want to pay attention to the shins because I already have had shin splints and stress fractures, like I've said before. So I want to make sure that I'm really paying attention to that and not doing anything that's going to overextend my body either. But I'm pretty sure 2 miles a day is not going to be the end of the world for me. So the reason I got them in the past was because I was instantly running like 6 miles and I had never run before. So yeah, successful day 12. And I guess I'm almost done with this challenge, which I didn't realize, but I'm going to just relax now. Again, it is the evening, so I'm just gonna take a quick shower and then hang out with P. Okay, I'm at my halfway point today. Today's day 13, I believe, and normally I wait till I'm home in order to film, but for whatever reason today I was like, kind of want to like show that I'm running, I don't know. So anyway, my shins are definitely hurting a little bit, but it's not crazy. It's mostly my left shin, so I'm just gonna keep an eye on that. This morning, again, it was just kind of like, do I really want to go? And then I don't, but I did it anyway, which I'm again excited about. And even though I know now that it's gonna take much longer to set this habit, that's okay, because now I know that for, 13, 14 days in a row, I've been able to do it. Even when I was sick the one day and had to skip, I immediately got back to it. Because I'm in the middle of my run, I'm super tempted, as I am every day, to just keep going for another half mile and add a mile, but I'm not going to. I just want to be really aware of my shin and also want to remain sustainable so I can take some time to get back to that extra mile. And I think there was something else I was going to say, but I totally spaced. So anyway, I'm going to run back now, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got for day 13. Oh, that was what I was going to say. I increased or decreased my mile time coming up, and the first half of this run is all uphill. So that means that I'll probably cut down at least a minute of my full run, which is really exciting. So before I add distance, I probably want to get a little bit faster. So anyway, I did do that today. So that is day 13. Okay, I'm back. And I just wanted to say that I did end up beating my record by about 30 seconds, which is still huge. I thought I was going to do it by a full minute, but I was a little slower on the way back. And then also there's this guy that I always run with, and I don't know him. It just coincidentally, we run together, and he's way faster than I am. Today I didn't see him, and I was like, oh my god, where's my guy? And then he just like zoomed past me, and I was like, my god, one day I'm gonna get there. But for today, I'm happy that I'm feeling like this and just really want to get a sweat in and feel like I worked out, so I'm happy.
Okay, day 14, and I am halfway through my run again. Well, I'm more than halfway. I'm at 1.2 miles, and I'm doing 2 today. But I am at my turnaround point because I did a weird route today. This morning I was so tired and I did not want to get up, so I slept in or just like relaxed for a little extra longer, about 30 extra minutes, and convinced myself to get out here. And I think that will be the case for the next little while I'm still making this habit. I'm just excited that I'm out here. My left shin is still hurting a little bit, and I was reading up more on shin splints, and it was just saying to not run every day, which yikes. But also I used to run every day, so maybe I'll just take like Sundays off or something like that, and maybe just do like pilates on that day or something that's a little calmer, or even NordicTrack, just something that doesn't have like pounding on my legs. But besides that, I mean, like, it was also saying that the shin pain would be while you're running and not really after, and mine is strictly after. Like, it's not painful at all while I run, so yeah, we'll see. I'll let you guys know how I'm feeling at the end. Okay, done with run 14. Well, I guess technically 13, but day 14. It was a little awkward because when I was updating in my halfway point, there was someone who was behind me, and then I just felt super awkward, so I just literally ran away. But again, I'm just nervous about my shins. I have had shin splints and stress fractures in the past, so I want to be super aware of that. But it was just saying online a couple of different ways to run, or when to take breaks, and when to know that it's actually shin splints and things like that. So I think I'm just going to focus on making sure that that's okay, but I don't think it's shin splints. I just, again, want to be super aware. I also did push myself a little bit and went up hills, and so my thighs were a little sore, which felt so good because I haven't done hills in forever, and I used to run hills all the time, so that was really great. And overall, as always, I'm feeling like glad that I did the run, even though in the morning I didn't want to go. So, and you know, now it's over and I don't have to think about it for the rest of the day, and I've already done my exercise, so I really just love doing it in the mornings. I'm definitely gonna have to get more long sleeve shirts because it's really cold out, and while I'm running, obviously it feels better, but at the beginning it's just too cold to wear a short sleeve or a tank top, so I'll have to figure that out eventually for future winters, but for now it's fine. So that's day 14. I'm gonna do a full wrap up, like outro type, my thoughts in a bit, but just wanted to wrap up day 14.
Hello, you guys. So I just wanted to wrap up my thoughts on my whole running everyday situation, or exercising every day, I should say, because things have changed since I last did day 14. So first off, I wanted to talk a little bit about, I wrote some notes because I didn't want to forget anything. So first off, I wanted to talk about upping my mileage. I wrote that I kind of paused on that because of making sure my shins were okay. I kept mentioning in each day about my shins. My left shin started to hurt a lot on day 14, and it got me super nervous because, again, I've had boots before. I'm gonna put a picture here so you guys can understand what the situation was. I essentially tore the muscle off my bone from running too much in the past, and I think because of that I just have weaker shins. It just makes me so nervous that I decided to instead continue on the NordicTrack, which is kind of like a ski machine. It's like it's older than I am. My mom has had it for years and she's let me borrow it, and it doesn't give me the same exercise as running does. However, if I just go a little bit longer, then it will be fine and there won't be as much impact on my shins, and then maybe I can just do a couple days of running per week and then a couple days of that. I have kept up in terms of exercising daily. I've just switched it to the NordicTrack because, yeah, again, I just don't think that it's worth it to hurt myself. But in terms of upping the mileage in general, I felt like it was important to, again, create this sustainable routine, something that I can do daily, rather than feeling like I was at the beginning of this whole thing and feeling like, oh, I really have to exercise today. I want to have a different mentality in terms of exercise, so I think that's a really great way to do it, is by focusing on the sustainability as well. I wrote cutting the BS, and essentially I guess what I mean by that is just knowing when I am BSing myself, because it's really easy for me to just be like, I'm so tired, I don't want to do this. I totally have to rest because I don't want to wear out my body, and I think personally I fall into that really heavily. So I just want to make sure that I know when I'm doing that and I'm actually listening to my body when my body needs it versus being lazy. So really making sure, I mean, if I exercise for 20 minutes a day, it's not going to overextend my body. I know myself well enough to know that. So as long as I'm listening to my body and my doctor, I'm probably okay. The next thing is about my eating habits. My eating habits are terrible right now. So I definitely want to change that as well. I just don't eat well enough, and I don't eat, like I overeat for sure. I'm one of those people that I almost use eating as like when I'm bored I eat, or sometimes it's like an oral fixation type of thing. And I've tried to replace that with water a handful of times. It does work from time to time, but I don't know, I just need to figure that out a little bit better. I'm not a huge fan of counting calories, but it really does help me because if, you know, on a day I mess up, one, I'm not going to restrict my food because I've messed up that day, but also it really just keeps me mindful of what I'm eating. I know things like counting macros is way more important, and also making sure that I'm aware of my mental state if you do choose to count calories. I don't know, it's just kind of, it's just difficult to know how you're going to react to something, I guess. So yeah, I just, you know, want to be mindful of how I'm doing mentally in this whole situation as well. Same goes with weighing myself. Again, I've mentioned plenty of times that I'm not wanting to necessarily, like, I would love to weigh less, but what matters more to me is that I like the way that I look, or I feel comfortable with my body and those types of things. And I think that's way more important than the number, of course. So I do still weigh myself daily. It personally doesn't affect me because I understand that there are fluctuations. I have an app that I calculate it all in, and it even says here are recommendations in terms of weighing daily. If you are somebody who thinks about the fluctuations and you aren't able to handle that, then maybe just weigh yourself weekly, because you will fluctuate rapidly during the day as well, just based on what you're eating. So personally, I'm comfortable with that, so I'm okay with it. But those are things that I've been learning, and also that I'm trying to be more forgiving with myself, and that's something I've been working on for years. So in terms of this situation, I think I have a pretty good grasp on that personally. The last thing was about sustainability and motivation, and I already really touched on sustainability, but the motivation piece of this, I'm actually so excited because I feel more motivated than ever to exercise. And I again was reading that it actually takes roughly 66 days on average to build a habit. It can be anything between 18 and like a year, so 18 days in a year. And so reading that on average it's about 66 actually kind of made me excited, because it makes me want to hit that number. And in doing a couple of like little calculations, I realized that that's around how long it will take me to reach my goals anyway, if not a little longer maybe. So I'm really trying to do this for the long haul. And again, it just made me motivated because I was like, okay, cool. So if I have that goal that I have to now reach, because 14 days was a goal and now I've reached it. So now what's my next goal? My next goal is 66 days. Can I do that? Yes, of course I can. And will I? That's the next question. And my answer is yeah, I want to. So again, it just made me excited because that means that there's that new goal, and that will hopefully get me to that longer term goal that's, you know, of course, the hardest to get to. So overall, I think that is a sustainable mentality to have around it. And I'm just really excited to be able to continue this journey. And if you guys are on this journey as well, let me know if you wanted to start this journey, or if you've been on this journey. Just drop in what you think or what's worked for you, I guess. I'm curious what works for different people, what your favorite type of exercise is. Again, at the beginning of all of this, I started with like Pilates and NordicTrack, and then I started the 14-day thing with running. So it's just really nice to know what types of exercise work for you. So I hope this motivated some of you guys in some type of way, or gave you guys some information, or again, maybe we can just share information with each other in the comments below. Again, this is just a journey that I've been wanting to go on, so it's not about anything with regards to what you have to do with your body. I just want to share what I'm doing with you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye.